Start now.
All right, let's get it done. All
Yeah,
right.
he done drank the
Listen,
Kool-Aid.
welcome to our holiday special. Rosario.
Thank you, Brother Twyman, and welcome guests. Thank you to the foundation for extending the invitation. Thank you to the chapter and for our president of our foundation and the bosses of our chapter, and for the assembled family and friends. I know that we're recording, so hopefully this information will continue to go out as the foundation sees fit, whether it's clips, whether it's transcripts, but I just want to make sure that this information gets out. For what I do for a living is I'm an educator, but as an educator, I'm a practitioner. And so when you're a practitioner, sometimes there's a lift, move, and drop effect with that. So I practitioner as an educator, but I also educate in other areas. So tonight I'm putting on my financial educator hat, and I believe in actionable intelligence. And I'm going to try to give a few bullet points of things that are very actionable, some immediately before December 31st that can benefit you for the whole year of 2020. Some things that you need to put into effect immediately. And we're under the title of Kwanzaa and Gifts for Our Children.
Go ahead, Brother Trey.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm Coach Trey Bell, Philadelphia firefighter, retired youth football coach, and I also coach basketball in Yaden. I coach the 12 to 14-year-olds. I'm piggybacking off of what Brother Rosario just said. We're going to deal with some action items that you could do right now, because I look at everything as a glass half full. And being a coach in the youth organizations, there's a lot of fundraisers that go on. But what we're going to do and what I'm presenting tonight is the introduction to my Team Debt-Free students, because we have to change the narrative. Children work together in the financial literacy arena and get that aspect first while they still practice football and basketball. But I'm just bringing a new jack swing to it.
I love it. Thanks, Brother Bell. So listen, these things that these men are going to be talking to you about, I love when they said actionable. So these are actions that maybe we can get on right before Christmas, before the New Year's. So I'm going to turn it back over to Brother Rosario. First round. You better be ready to go. Fight.
All right.
Go ahead,
Let's talk about, I'm going to start this way. Today is December 23rd. I want to give you some actionable information that you should do before December 31st, 11:59:59.
Love it.
One thing you should be doing right now for your children is opening an LLC for them. If you open an LLC before January 1, you get the tax benefit year for January 1st to December 31st. If you wait to January 1st, 2021, you lose a whole year of potentiality of write-offs and things of that nature. That is something that you should be doing now. And you can get it as long as it's stamped and time dated, by the postal, or if it's an online kind of a thing, that will serve you well, even if you finish it beyond. As long as you get it started and actionable before December 31st, you'll get to benefit in that way. That's an actionable thing that you should do. One other actionable item, I'll save a couple for a little later, but another actionable item that you should be doing is you should be employing your children under that LLC. What does that mean? We're going to do what we do for our children anyway. We're going to do the things we do to take care of them. The United States IRS, the IRS code says that $12,760 and below is the poverty line. Any number below the poverty line, you do not have to do a tax return if you are living underneath the poverty line, or you can choose to do a tax return. But that same $12,700, give or take, you're going to spend that amount each year for your children anyway. So therefore, you want to be able to leverage money in a different way where it supports your children. I'll talk more about other actionable items and why that's important for your children to have that. There'll be things that I'll talk about credit, how to set your children up with 800 credit scores by the time they hit 18. You know, there's things that I want to touch upon to show you how to get them as independent students. So when it's time for college age, as an independent student, they get maximized on every benefit available as opposed to using your salary. So we have to think differently, as Brother Bell was saying, on how we look at money and how we leverage assets and protect our children.
Here's the action. Brother Rosario was sitting in the place of a general manager right now, and I'm the coach. Okay? So the first thing that you need for your children is to get a copy of this book, Escape from the Rat Race. It's a free PDF file that I can send you. And this basically tells your children the 4 ways to produce income: to be an employee, self-employed, business owner, or an investor. But you go in that order. You don't skip it. You go from business owner to investor. And we're going to be working on, as he says, a business, a system. Then the next thing you should do is to go out to richdad.com and join this free site. Join this free site so you can learn how to play the game richdad.com. I mean, a cash flow game. 1 second. And in that game, you learn about the financial sheet or your financial statement, income, expenses, assets, and liabilities. The next thing you do is every child needs to have a crypto wallet, and this is called Exodus. This is a warm wallet. Actually, every family should have this, because now building a business is what this is all about, like Brother Rosario said, and you'll be introduced to the MLS Bitcoin Club and Rotating Hands. And like Brother Rosario said, before January 4th, oh, actually, he said before December 31st is set up for an LLC, and this is a good place to put your LLC, okay? Because inside of the club, you learn the 5 pillars of wealth: creative cash flow, acquire precious metals, infinite banking, learning how to trade, and acquire real estate. Again, dealing with the 4 ways to produce incomes, focusing on being a business owner, not an employee or self-employed. And that's what the MLS Bitcoin Club is all about. See, we're all working together.
All right, Brother Bell, that was very informative, interesting. So thank you for that. I'm going to grab Brother Rosario quickly. If anyone has a question or interested in what Brother Trey Bell just presented, just hold on for 1 minute. I want to let Brother Rosario take care of some business, come back around to him, because he's going to have to take care of some other things He's giving us this time right now, so we're just going to change format just a little bit. Go ahead, brother.
So what I want to do with the time that I have, I want to take 2, maybe 3 things and give you definitive, actionable movements to take care and give you the reason and rationale why. We all know what this system has been set up and what we have been kept away from. The information is showing that we did, Kiyosaki and others talk about what we haven't learned in school regarding money and finance and all that. I remember as a child, they used to have the local banker come in and open up savings accounts for kids, and we thought that was a wow kind of a thing. But we are much deeper than just savings accounts. So here's some actionable things. Anyone who owns a house, even if you have a mortgage on the house, right now, you should be adding, if your children have an LLC, or you should just be adding your child to the deed. See, changing the deed by changing your name is a problem with the mortgage company, but adding to the deed is not a problem. Let me prove that for you. In white society, you always had John Jones' husband and spouse. They always had an added person on the deed. That way, when John Jones passed away, if he passed away before his wife, there was no estate actions needed. The house just kept going on as it was. When our grandmothers, grandfathers, elders, and elders pass away, and the deed is just in their name, we have to go through a whole estate thing, and those lawyers have been sucking the blood of marginalized communities forever, to the tune of almost 35%. If you simply add your child, or if your child has an LLC, add the LLC. So it's John Jones and David Jones, your son, or David Jones LLC, still controlled by your son. Should you pass, you want to have that and one other piece. It's called a right of survivorship clause. You add that clause in that deed, the right of survivorship moves that house right on into your next generation. No estate, no lawyers taking any money. Your house moves on as it was. You can do that with any asset that you own. You can write your survivorship clauses in there. Therefore, the larger community, lawyers, the city, the government, taxation, they do not bite into the wealth accumulation that you put inside of your family. That's actionable. That's actionable. Okay? I'm gonna give you a one other actionable piece that you can do. If you have a little disposable income, you should connect or create a 501c3. We all talk about student loan debt and $100,000, $200,000. I don't want you to be afraid of those numbers. It's not about the numbers. It's about the game and the rules. Inside of the student loan system, the rules allow you to have different types of payment schedules. You have to pay attention to the different types of payment schedules. So there might be 7 different payment schedules. One of those payment set schedules says that if you work for a 501c3 appropriately, they will work a system that says you only have to pay about X amount of dollars a month for 10 years on time, set it up automatically, as long as you work for that 501c3. Whatever balance, I told you about $100,000, $200,000. Let's say after 10 years, you pay $200 a month for 10 years on time, and you still owe $92,000 according to the stats. Well, the rules of the game say 10 years was the threshold. The 92 is forgiven. We got to understand the rules to the game and play to win. Don't get afraid of the big numbers. Look at the repayment schedules and win that way. There's a 10-year piece with a 501c3. There's 15-year pieces. There's 20-year pieces. And there's 30-year pieces. We have to reorient our mind to be financially literate and play these games differently. Don't be afraid of student loans. So understand the power of a 501c3. Seeing as though a 501c3 is sponsoring this event tonight, I'll leave that right there and let this 501c3 look into how it can help the people by creating jobs inside the 501c3 for maybe those who have student loans, and we can get some actionable movement and get rid of debt in a very appropriate way. last piece I'll make, thank you for the time, Brother Bell. You employ your children around the age of 16, if not earlier. You can go as early as you want. But if your children are on the way to college, employ them under the $12,700 I told you, which is below the poverty line. You want to do that so that when you fill out the college applications, they can have their income represented to see what kind of grants they get and loan packages they get versus our more mature, more professional income represented where our children get marginalized to get access to capital to go to school. You do that by having an LLC and employ your children. Yes, contact paychecks. Yes, have them get a live paycheck sent to them. It's money you're going to spend on them anyway. Once it gets into their account, you go buy your sneakers, you go buy your underwear, you go buy your this, you go buy your that. And you use it that way. The final piece, thank you for the time, Brother Bell. If you have great credit in some of the dealings that you have, make your children authorized users while they're minors. Do not give them a card. Don't let them go spending, but put them as an authorized user as they're a minor. They get an open a credit file and they get the benefit of your great credit. And when they hit 18, that benefit transfers to them and you're starting them off with a 700, 800 credit score. The world opens up to them in a new way. I'm a practitioner. This is how we do things to move our families and be successful. I'll stop there. I will give my email if people want to email me with other questions. I don't necessarily do this as a way to make money. But if you need my help in a more intimate way, we'll work something out. It's not something I necessarily do, just things I've learned along the way.
Brother Jenkins, I just want to I want to introduce myself really quickly. Give these two prolific speakers opportunity to catch their breath. I just want to thank everyone who's on the phone, on the line, and everyone who's viewing this this video. Thank you from the Movement and Improvement Uplift Foundation, a nationally recognized 501c3 charitable organization. I also want to thank the AWMU chapter who has sponsored this event. So I want to thank you and to thank as well as Brother Rosario for the great presentation, lovely work. Keep up the good work. And as Brother Rosario spoke earlier, the Movement and Improvement Uplift Foundation is here for the benefit of our community. So I look forward to us doing positive things together to benefit our community. So thank you again, brothers. Appreciate you.
Thank you, brother Jenkins. You know, there's a lot of important things that have been said, and I think the most important thing you need to remember for this call, if you remember anything else, and that's just to contact people. You have Brother Jenkins and the Movement and Improvement Uplift Foundation, and you also have Brother Bell and Brother Rosario. If you aim this way, we'll help you get where you need to go. We just want to get this information out to as many people, as many families as we possibly can. We feel like this is what is going to build our communities from here out. So thank you for, taking the time to listen to what we have to say. But realistically, this is for all of us to, to build off everyone's ideas and to understand that our next generation through our children and our communities is what we're going to need to grow. And if we don't give them the tools, and like these two brothers said, I love actionable steps. You can pick up 1 or 2 actionable steps, everyone on this phone call, and hopefully you'll be bold enough to try one. These men aren't out here giving their time just to hear themselves speak. So there's a lot of good gems here. Reach back out to us after this phone call or anytime, and we want to provide you with more information.
The question comes from Brother Brandon Till. The question is, do you have any tips for rebounding credit scores?
I'll answer that briefly. There are multiple ways to do that, Brother Till. One way I mentioned, if you have, friendship is essential to the soul. If you have a dear friend that would make you an authorized user on some of their good credit history without giving you that card, you would gain the power of that credit history with yours. That would be one way. There are multiple strategies. I would caution you to read about the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. That is where all of the credit rules of the game are played. And if you're strategic, like if you play chess or checkers, you use the rules of the game. There's a lot of actionable information out there. I left my email in the chat, and you can hit me up, and I can help if I can. Sounds good. Brothers, I'm going to take my leave of you all. Certainly the brothers have my phone number. My email is in the chat for any of our guests. And I'm thankful that this is being recorded. And the brothers have my permission if you want to chop any pieces or parts that could be of service to our community. You certainly have my visual permission and my audio permission to do that. And I just want to thank you for inviting me, and happy holidays and happy Kwanzaa to everybody.
What we have to do in order to keep our organizations financially well is fundraisers. You know, everybody does a fundraisers, cookie sales, pizza, cabarets, popcorn. You have it. You know, we've done it. Fish fries. You know, I did a gospel breakfast. Everything. But right now, with what is going on and the financial playing field is changing to the crypto world, we have to get in front of that. And that's the focus. Now, with the added education, we can now utilize teaching our families and friends how to set up their home economies with the cryptocurrency. We could use that as a fundraiser and teach each and as Rose said, have the children have their own business. And then the parents will help them the same way they would if they played on the AAU team and they had the fundraiser, or they played on the football team and you had a fundraiser.
Yeah, I want to take some time to thank everyone for tuning in. Again, we want to thank respective chapters of AWNU for starting this official, I think we're going to make it regular, weekly or bi-weekly financial literacy conversation. I want to thank brothers Trey Bell for speaking, brother David Rosario for speaking, and of course, the president of AWNU Foundation, Movement Improvement Uplift Foundation, Mr. Terrence Jenkins. We appreciate it. I think this is wonderful for our families, and I think it was outlined as what kind of gift to give your family for the holidays, and I don't know what could be better than financial literacy and financial freedom. So thanks again, everyone. I'm going to let President of Movement and Improvement Uplift Foundation have the final words. Brother Jenkins, all you, thank you very much.
Thank you, brother. You did a great job today. I really appreciated it. I feel like I'm like that producer that's all up in the videos, all on dancing, all on the background. So I just want to say thank you to the brothers. The Movement and Improvement Uplift Foundation is here for our communities once again, and I want to thank everyone who's watching on the video and everyone who attended today. Our Giving Tuesday fundraiser was a great success. I want to thank all of the people, our community who supports us to help us support the community. So it's a community event. This is a community-based foundation. So I just want to thank those people who take the time to donate and appreciate what we bring to the table. So again, thank you to the brothers of AWNU chapter, brothers of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, and thank you to the presenters, brother Trey Bell, brother David Rosario, and all the participants, and brother Brian Twine. You did a great job.